Good afternoon, fans of tennis. We are at the Palm Coast Tennis Center, and we have the USTA Pro Circuit $10,000 Men's Futures Tournament, which will be the singles finals. This is Steve Viviano.
I'm Bill Sweeney.
And we will be providing the information pertaining to this finals tournament here at Palm Coast Tennis Center. We've got two athletes here, Bill, that have moved up quite well these last 2 weeks. And we have Bjorn Borg. And the reason why I said Bjorn Borg is Bjorn Fratangelo was named after Bjorn Borg, his first name, Bjorn. And then we have, we'd love to have Bjorn Borg here, huh? And then we have Arthur de Grief as well.
Arthur is the number 2 seed. Bjorn is unranked. But I'll tell you what, Bjorn has got a game, buddy. He is number 2 juniors player in the world at one time.
And Bjorn Fratangelo is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Arthur de Grief from.
Right.
So, and they have done both very well. Bjorn yesterday beat Florian Rene 2-6. 6-2, 6-3, and Florian was ranked number 1 or seeded number 1 in this tournament.
Seed, yes, he was, and I'll tell you what, he played real great, and he was up on Fratangelo, but Bjorn came back and rallied and won the match. It was a great match. Both guys have really had good tournaments.
That's right, and Arthur de Grief yesterday played in the semis, and he played Julio Peralta, and Arthur won the first set 7-5, and then Julio had to retire starting the second set with a shoulder injury.
Yes.
So when you look at it, Bjorn had to play 3 sets yesterday, and Arthur had to play 1 set.
Well, you know, Steve, I mean, for some people, I think that could be a problem, but these guys are young. I think Bjorn is 19 years old, and for him to come back, I think he's ready.
You know what, let's take a look at Bjorn. He's 19, as you said, from Pittsburgh. He's a right-hander, a double-handed backhand. First American to win the French Open boys singles title since John McEnroe in 1977.
That's an impressive feat, Steve.
It sure is. Then as high as number 2 in the ITF's junior rankings, and was the top-ranked boy in the class of 2012 by tennisrecruiting.net. So again, his ranking is very, very high.
Yes, it is.
He looked at several colleges. He looked at Georgia, Ohio State, and Virginia. So he had a very important decision to make. Does he go to college or does he turn pro? And guess what he did?
I think he made the right decision, Steve.
He turned pro. That's right, he turned pro. So we have Bjorn that's going to be playing against Arthur de Grief. Arthur de Grief, as I pointed out to you, he's Belgian. He's seeded number 2 here at the tournament. He's a right-hander, also double-handed backhand. 20 years old. His junior ranking ITF is 16. He was the runner-up in the Orange Bowl in Key Biscayne in 2009. His professional ranking right now is 297. And in 2012, he's won 1 singles and 1 doubles title. So he's got a nice resume as well coming into this tournament.
Stevie's got a great resume, and I'll tell you what's really awesome is the last Futures tournament in Weston, Florida was won by Bjorn Fratangelo.
That's right.
And he beat Arthur de Grief. So what we got is a rematch of the Futures tournament in Weston.
So we
1 minute.
We will be getting started here in 1 minute. The players are warming up. We have a beautiful day here in Palm Coast. And sunshine, very little wind, and temperature in mid to high 60s.
Yeah, and Steve, as I was referring to the tournament in Weston, one thing Bjorn Fratangelo did was, for you tennis fans, he beat Robbie Ginepri in the semifinals. Ginepri's getting up in age a little bit, but one time he was ranked in the top 20 in the world. So that's a big accomplishment for Bjorn.
Ladies and gentlemen, final round match will be the best of 3 times.
Steve, I'm excited. I've seen these guys play throughout the whole week. Both have played really well. I'm really looking forward to a very competitive match.
Today we have chair umpire Jim Nathalie, and he's from Boca Raton, Florida. Just called time, so the players are going to their chairs, getting ready to start this tournament. When you look at both of these players, Bill, basically the same size, looks the same size, both right-handers, good backhands, both quick. I noticed watching them yesterday in the semifinals, they have a total game. I mean, their forehands, their backhand, and nice thing that I saw yesterday, their drop shots. They both have drop shots.
They both have great drop shots, and I'll tell you what, I've seen them also have the speed and the agility to get to some of these drop shots. Both guys are very athletic. Like you said, Steve, I think both guys have very similar games. It's going to come down to unforced errors and who gets the hot hand.
All right.
So let's see who's going to start serving. It looks like Fratangelo is going to start off serving here.
And as I said, Bjorn Fratangelo, his name he was named after Bjorn Borg.
Well, that's a pretty good player to be named after. Here we go, guys. Let's go.
There's the drop shot. As we saw the net, yep. And for the first point of the match, I'm sure they're nervous. And here, a great rally took place.
Yeah. And one thing I do remember about Fratangelo throughout the league, Steve, is this guy has a wicked forehand down the alleys. That sails deep.
Yeah.
15 all.
15 all.
Yeah, yesterday against the #1 seed, Florian Rene, Bjorn lost the first set, so we'll see if he starts out slow or if he, picks it up right away. Good shot. Good shot.
Yeah.
As you pointed out, Bill, Bjorn does have a very good forehand. He picks the angles, picks his spots very well, and that was demonstrated right there.
Yeah. I think he's got a little more power on his forehand than DeGrief does. 35. And that's out.
40-15.
As I think we've already noticed, both players are rather patient.
Yes.
They set their opponent up, and then when they have the chance, they'll take the angles
Well, as you were
and the
talking
drop shots.
about earlier, Steve, singles and doubles so different. You're not going to see these guys coming into net. Great touch.
What a shot! What a
Great
shot!
touch.
As we pointed out, that time Bjorn set up Arthur the way he wanted, moving him right to the left, down the alleys and so forth, and then he'd put a nice drop shot to finish the point as well as the game.
That's it.
So we're at 1-0 Bjorn Fratangelo in the first set of the Palm Coast Tennis Center's Futures Tournament of 2013.
Yeah, with the way these guys hit, Steve, you're not going to see it coming into net because I'll tell you what, they'll get passed in a heartbeat. We did have a serve and volley guy in the tournament, and it just didn't fare well. These guys just have too much power. All right. Second serve. Great forehand.
Yeah. In singles, altogether different than doubles, Bill.
Absolutely. But there's Fratangelo showing off that big forehand.
Whoa. Okay. that was probably Arthur's best forehand that I've seen today so far, and he did place it beautifully in the left-hand corner there.
And the thing I noticed about him, Steve, I don't believe he really has the big serve. He places the serve well, but not a lot of power. But he's extremely talented at hitting his angles on volleys. Fratangelo lost his dampener.
There it is.
Oh, great touch.
As we mentioned earlier, both have drop shots and both used them yesterday very, very well. And when you look at it, Bill, what a weapon to have.
What a weapon, sure. I'll tell you what, if you watch his forehand, Steve, when Fratangelo gets ready to hit the ball, he kind of like turns his wrist over. He doesn't lock that wrist. He gets ready to hit and he flips his wrist over. That sails on him.
Yep.
30 all.
All right, we're at 30 all, second game of the first set. What I'm seeing so far, they're both testing their backhands.
Yeah. Because I think both guys got big, consistent forehands. Just
Just
missed.
out. Yeah, just out.
That's a little deep. Second serve.
Wait, please. Falter all the way back.
That sails wide.
So important to get off on a good foot here, Bill, and try to hold your serve.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get in the hole early.
Oh, what a backhand.
And advantage Fratangelo.
As I said, Steve, the guy loves the alleys.
And both of these players have strong forehands, but their backhands are also very, very strong.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that now.
Oh, that came off his racket funny.
Fratangelo.
Double fault.
Fratangelo leads 2 games to love.
Yeah, that's when it hit his racket, Steve. It just sounded like it stayed on the strings for long and he kind of like sliced it off. He didn't catch it well.
Yeah, yeah.
And at a very inopportune time for that to happen.
All right, so we have a 2-game lead by Bjorn Fratangelo.
Love.
That's deep.
Oh, that was a wicked, wicked serve.
Yeah, kicked up on him.
Second serve, and we saw that yesterday when he played Florian. That second serve, he uses the kicker.
Which means the ball bounced up high and the Grief wasn't ready for it.
when you leave it short at this level, Bill, it's tough to get the ball back to you.
Once you saw for Tangelo, he decided, you know, hey, let's cover one side or the other. So he decided to go towards the deuce side, and DeGrief went towards his backhand. No chance. Second serve. Another drop.
Whoa,
Good
okay.
try.
Now this
That one, Steve, he just left up too high.
He did. But you know what I noticed also watching both of these players yesterday? They're both very, very quick and they read very well. So Arthur, you know, saw the drop shot coming. Like you said, it was up a little bit too high though, and he picked it up right away and then just put it away. It's a good offensive tactic, but at the same time, if you have someone that is a good defensive player and very, very quick, he can take advantage of that shot and put it away on you. That was a good example right there.
All right, 30 all.
30-40.
30-40. DeGrief. Good example.
Wow.
Good example of
Good
their
speed.
quickness. Yes, good example of their quickness. Bjorn had Arthur a little bit on the defensive. The reason why I paused is because Arthur is holding the left knee, and when he did make that final shot, I know he.
May have scraped the clay, it looks like, Steve.
Yeah, it does, and he might have put some force on that. Yep, he did. Evidently, I didn't see him go down. He must have gone down on that left knee.
Yeah.
All right.
Which gives it a nice little burn.
Yeah, we'll see if that causes any of a problem here in the 2013 Championship Singles Futures.
And I just heard the chair umpire ask for the trainer.
Well, you know what, Bill? When you have an open cut, especially on clay, you want to get that taken care of right away so you don't have any problems with it.
So this will probably give us about a 5-minute delay here.
Okay, so we have the trainer coming to the court.
Yep.
Did you see him? I didn't see him go down. Did you see him
I
go down?
didn't, Steve, because I was really watching, trying to follow the ball. But evidently, when he came in for the drop shot, it looks like he did, you know, skidding up his knee. So, like you said, you want to get that taken care of, get the clay out of there.
And when you looked at that final point, their quickness really was displayed very, very well there.
It's amazing. These guys got so much quickness and so much agility. But as I'm saying, to make a drop shot, you have to make the perfect drop shot. And then you saw Tangelo actually get back and hit it, but he couldn't do anything with it. Defensively, he just had to hit it, and DeGrief was able to put it away.
And what Tangelo did, I mean, as Bill pointed out, is he had to be on the defense there, was put in the left-hand corner there, and the only thing he could do is pop it up,
Yeah, that's
put a
all he
lob
could do.
up to give him some time defensively.
To get
and
back into place, right.
That's right, and then DeGrief just put it away. So we have a brief timeout here. We have somewhat of an injury timeout where Arthur DeGrief on this last point won the game, but also slid on the clay court here and evidently has a somewhat of a opening on his left knee where the trainer is presently taking care of it. I'm sure he'll put some antiseptic on it, wrap it up, and then he'll get it going again. But we are in the 2013 Singles Championship Futures Tournament, and we have great weather when you look at it. This whole 2 weeks has been wonderful. We've had sunshine, at times warmer weather, but today it's rather cool. It's in the mid-60s to upper 60s, and we've got a great turnout. You know, this is the fourth year, Bill, that the tournament, the Futures, has taken place here at Palm Coast Tennis Center. And Rich and
Stanfield.
Deborah Stanfield have done a wonderful job with this tournament. Aaron Brown, the director of the facility as well.
Yeah, it's a great job. I'll tell you what, Palm Coast really isn't that big of a city. And to have a tournament like that for 4 years in a row, I think it's, kudos to them. I mean, they've done a great job. And I know a lot of people in the city look forward to this every year. I know I do.
Yes, I as well. And we thank the sponsors, the people that have been backing this program for the 4 years that it's been here, as well as all the people that have volunteered, Bill. And you're one of them.
Well, the volunteers, I mean, they do a lot. We get the courts ready. We get towels for the people. We pick up players. It's great because a lot of the people, put in their time and they just want to see this work out well. But I'll tell you what, Steve, the thing I am impressed with a lot is if you talk to the players are extremely happy with this venue. They like the facility, but the biggest thing they like is that they like the people that are working here. I've had guys tell me when they're playing that sometimes when a match is over, it could take 15, 20 to a half an hour for someone to come in and get the courts ready for the next match, which means these guys are waiting. Here, I mean, it's done within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the players really do appreciate that. They appreciate what's put into it. So, it's good. I'm happy to be part of the tournament. And like I said, Rich, Debbie Stanfield, Aaron Brown, they do a great job.
And we thank everybody that's involved. As I said, this is the 4th year of the tournament. It's a $10,000 tournament. It's the 4th Futures tournament that takes place here in Florida. It's the last one that takes place in Florida. And now I believe the Futures goes to Texas is the next stop.
It goes to Brownsville, Texas. A lot of players ahead of there. But the courts here in Florida, the Florida Futures are on clay. And now when you move to Brownsville, they'll switch to hard courts.
Which, so you know what, when you look, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt, but when you look at it, when you look at your feet, the knees and everything, that's tough going from clay to hard court.
I was just going to say, because you're not going to see not everybody will go to the hard courts. You've got clay court players, and it looks like the grief is going to be fine. Fans are giving them a hand.
And so everybody understands the Futures, this tournament is for juniors, college players, as well as pros, young pros that are trying to move up in the rankings.
All right, here we go. 1-2.
First serve.
Out.
Okay. Yeah.
And you mentioned, Steve, as far as like college players, is it's like during the main draw here, we did have a 14-year-old American that actually did pretty well.
In fact, he won the Juniors Davis Cup.
That's correct.
Yeah. Nice serve.
Nice serve.
Kicked up high.
Kicked up high.
Yeah.
That's wide.
Yeah.
15-30.
It's 15-30. Yeah, Steve, it's not like the doubles we just saw a little while ago where 2 or 3 shots and it's over.
That's right.
A lot of
That's
rallies here. That's deep.
Yeah. You know what I'm noticing? Yeah.
Yeah, for Tansel, I thought the ball was out, and it kind of threw off his perception on it. So.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't drop shot these
No,
guys.
these
drop shot
they're
these guys.
so quick and they read so well, and you just pop that up a little bit too much, you're in trouble.
I think if you're going to drop shot, Steve, you got to go cross court and you got to make it pretty. You know, you just lay it up there. These guys are too quick. And of course, for Tangelo being in close, he had no chance.
Just out. He went for the tee, center tee, and he just missed it.
Sails on him, slice backhand. But Steve, great observation earlier you had. They're really hitting into each other's backhands a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think what's also happening and that I'm noticing is Bjorn is being thrown off a little bit by Arthur de Grief's spin. He's putting a lot of topspin on his shots. And I've heard Tangelo just kind of grunt out a little bit, you know, because he's surprised of that shot.
All right, 2-all.
Double fault.
Yeah.
Double fault, okay.
You don't see too many of those.
If you look at Arthur de Grief's shot, he really gets down low and brings that racket up high and puts a lot of topspin on that shot. Yeah.
You can't do it, Steve.
No,
It's just
well,
too quick.
you know, these guys, as I said, they're so quick, they read so well. And I noticed yesterday when Bjorn was dropping, Florian was playing way back.
Yes.
And when you're way back, you know, you have a great opportunity of winning that drop shot.
That's wide.
Okay.
Love 40.
Love 40.
He's got to get his composure back here.
Interesting, Bill. After the break, the little timeout for the knee. Momentum has changed to Arthur de Grief.
Love 40. First serve.
Fault.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Just out.
Hard to hit the net. It's just a great shot.
Yeah, that was.
One of his patented alley shots. He cooked that one too much.
All right.
3 plates, 3 games to 2.
This, you know, after looking at this, a similar situation of what happened yesterday with Bjorn, where things were going pretty well, then all of a sudden he had kind of a lull, and Renee, you know, took advantage of it, did very, very well, and that's when Bjorn lost the first set. Okay, so we're seeing a little, somewhat of a trend here. Hopefully he'll get focused again and get back on track, but right now he's down 2-3 to Arthur de Grief. You know, just to have that little pause. Let's go back to the somewhat of an injury timeout when Arthur took the knee timeout there. That throws your momentum off. That throws your, you know, just your focus off a little bit. So sometimes that does have an effect on you.
And what I've always noticed is usually during the break is that Tangelo is usually the first guy on the court. I mean, he wants to get going. So yeah, I think at 5 minutes, you know, kind of took away a little focus that he had.
Because he had what, 1-2 game lead at that time.
Yeah.
So, you know, be interesting to see what happens here. Okay, we have Arthur de Grief serving.
3-2.
3-2. Yep.
Boy, you were right, Steve. If you look at de Grief, when he hits that backhand, boy, he dips those knees down.
He does. He does. He gets in position. He's very, very quick. And don't forget, as you pointed out earlier, these people met, what, last week?
That's right.
And Fratangelo won, and
So they should be a little familiar with each other.
yes. Nice.
Oh, I think it's out.
Yeah, it was out. 30 left. Okay, now we see Bjorn bending down a little bit, squatting down. Yesterday as well, in his match, he did take a timeout because he had a cramp or
He had a
some
quad
type
pull,
of.
he told me.
He had a quad pull.
Yeah.
Okay. And he played 3 sets yesterday.
I think that squat earlier, though, Steve, was frustration.
Maybe you may be right on that one, Bill. That's right. Arthur was thrown off just a bit. That last 1 or 2 shots, the last shot there hit the back side of the line and
I think he thought it was going to go out, and it did
threw him off.
hesitate.
Yeah, yeah.
Tape hurt him there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
leg cord kind of hurt.
So much topspin on it. Hit the top of the net and just flew out of bounds behind the baseline.
So it's 45. Second serve.
Oh, good
Just
shot.
a nice shot.
Good shot.
Deep into his backhand. It's
Right now, you know
Yeah, you
what?
can
He's
see-
massaging
yeah,
that.
he's-
Yeah, he's massaging that upper quad, Bill. Oh boy.
yeah, he's kind of stretching out a little bit, maybe.
And on, you know, the shot. Every shot you take,
Yeah.
the legs are
Boy, these
important.
guys use their legs so much.
Yes.
Oh, there's
there
a
you
drop
go.
shot.
There you go.
See, Fratangelo was behind the baseline, and the Grief saw that, but it was a beautiful drop shot. I mean, just over the net.
It sure was, and he disguised it beautifully.
He did. Didn't give him a chance to react.
And you know what? I'm wondering if he was just testing that quad a little bit of Fratangelo's.
Good point, Steve. You know, he's maybe saw him, rubbing a little bit, and
Let's see.
so now it's 2-4.
Look at that. What a rally. What a rally.
Like they say, Steve, speed kills.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's just got to the ball. Fratangelo was in the middle of the court. Just a sit and duck.
Yep. Both moving very, very well.
Yeah.
But Arthur Degree, he covers that court
Boy, he does.
tremendously.
Got great court coverage. So I'm
He
surprised he
read,
stepped in and came in on that.
yeah, yeah. I think he read that the serve was a little bit, some speed was taken off, and he wanted to hit it as it was coming up, take advantage of the speed as well as the quick shot.
It's good. There you go.
Yeah, there
Good
you go.
touch. I
There
tell you
you
what,
go.
that shot wasn't that easy. It's to his backhand, and the wind's gusting.
And
But
the
I
sun,
just-
he's looking right into the sun.
Absolutely, Steve. That's a
Yep.
good point. But he
Yep.
just dropped it over.
Nicely done.
But he needs this game.
He sure does.
down
yeah.
2-4.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
You don't want to go 5-2. And like you said, first set important. That's deep.
Double
that was
fault.
deep, yeah.
Double fault, yeah. Double
you
fault.
Can't be happy with
30
that.
all. Like you said, this is a crucial game. When you have the advantage like that, it's tough to double fault, Bill, because now you're
You're
30
giving
all.
away points. That's what's tough, Steve. Oh,
Okay.
chunked in the net. That's, you know what, Steve? I think that happened because of the double fault. You know, you get down on yourself and you lose a little concentration.
Yeah, he really has to take some time here and just focus, get refocused.
Great. That sails.
Again, speed. Here you go, touch, and everything else.
You know.
Now, you know what I noticed on that one, Bill? Very interesting. Bjorn for Tangela has such a great second serve, and I mean it's a very good second serve. I think Renee Florian would vouch to that after yesterday. That it kicks up high and out to the left. So to a right-hander, it's to their backhand. What we saw right now, DeGrief took that shot quickly.
Right.
So before it could elevate and get to get to his backhand and pin him in against really the fence here, he took advantage of getting it quick and putting it away. And as a result, you know what? I think he got the point for that.
That's a good point. Taking it on the rise instead of, you know, like you said, because if that ball kicks up around your shoulders, it's a tough shot because you're not ready to move your racket up that high.
That's right.
So that's a real nice point, Steve.
And I noticed yesterday when Bjorn was playing Renee in the semifinals, Renee actually almost hit one of the ball boys or ball girls or the umpire because that kick serve drove him so deep into the fence area that he had to really, you know, react and respond differently to just a normal backhanded shot.
That's true. And that's a hard thing to do, is adjust that quick, Steve.
And then that puts you in a defensive position
Absolutely.
as well.
And most of the time you're either going to miss the shot or you're going to pop it up.
Here we go.
All right, 5-2.
Renee, right now things are going Arthur DeGrief's way. He's playing a good game, strategy-wise and so forth.
I think for Tangelo, even if he doesn't win this game, he's got to make a good showing. That's out. He's got to get some confidence back.
He's stretching that left leg, I'll tell you right now. See if Arthur moves him around and drops him a couple times here.
Be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
That's a big forehand.
Yeah. And you know, the shot looks like it's so easy to hit, but DeGrief is adding so much height and spin to that ball. Tangelo had to really get above it and hit it down and put it away nicely on that shot.
Second serve coming up.
Yeah, too deep.
Sailed on a little.
Okay, we're at 30 all, and we're at a 5-2 advantage DeGrief. DeGrief would like to end it right here. It's his serve. End the first set, get it under his belt, move on. Here we go.
That's deep. Second serve. Boy, he's got a lot of power in that forehand.
Sure does, sure does. And he's taking it high too, and he's hitting down on it. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, it
That's
is
a tough shot.
Break point. Oh, just wide. That's a shot he likes to go for, Steve.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
What a gorgeous day it's turned into be. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, really
Beautiful.
is.
Guys gotta love this weather. Uh-oh. You know, he had the easy shot and he missed it. And, that's hard.
Okay, warning
Well,
somewhat
he
from
didn't
the
actually give him a
umpire.
warning, Steve.
Well, in that he said, watch the racket.
Yeah, because he didn't want to, but he will give him one. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he did that to him yesterday. Yeah, because he warned him once, and then he said, watch it again, because he didn't want to take a point away. But
Oh, boy.
oh, it's out. Great get by Fratangelo, and that would have been for the set. So we're at deuce. Second serve.
The grief really disguises that shot. He
Well,
threw me off.
I think what he saw, Steve, is that Fratangelo was in the corner, and he had to come up a little bit, and he started to step back to get back to the middle of the court. I think he saw that and said, hey, court's open, drop it. But it was a great drop.
It was a great job.
Yeah.
Disguised
All right,
very
set
well.
point, guys. Second serve.
There it is.
Yeah.
There's the set. All right.
Okay.
Well, just to summarize the first set, Bjorn Fratangelo started the match with a 2-0 lead.
He did start with a 2-0 lead.
And then in the third game, just before the third game, I believe it was, Arthur de Grief hit a winning shot, went down to the court, scuffed up his knee, took a brief timeout, and then after that, it seemed like the momentum turned, Bill.
Well, I think, as you said, Steve, I think, Fratangelo looks like he's getting worked on by the trainer here. Don't know what it is. I haven't been, it might be the quad from yesterday.
All right, so now we have Bjorn Fratangelo being looked at by the trainer. He's pointing out, he's reaching for his upper left quad, which was worked on again yesterday. So that might be just tightening up on him.
It could be, and if it is, I tell you, these guys use their legs to hit the ball. And he seems to be moving okay. But it could hamper, could hamper what he's doing, so.
All right, to summarize the first set, we have Arthur de Grief taking the first set at 5-2?
6-2.
6-2, excuse me, 6-2, that's right, 6-2. And looking at the first set, Arthur de Grief, he's got his forehand is not, I mean, it's a strong forehand, but he has more of a lot of topspin to it.
Yeah, Steve, it's not like Fratangelo's forehand where, I mean, when he really hits it, it's past you. He just hits it with so much topspin, but I think what really helped him a lot is his court coverage has just been unbelievable.
Yes.
I mean, well, it looks like Fratangelo seems to be okay. He's kind of, running back into place. But the guy's just got great court awareness and he's got great quickness. So we'll see.
This isn't uncommon waters to Fratangelo,
No, it's
because
not.
yesterday he lost the first set.
That's
So
true.
let's see what happens here.
Okay, it's love 15. And he's got to want to start off. I mean, he's lost 6 games in a row, Steve.
Yeah.
He's got to stop the tide right here, or it could be a long wait for his next match. That one's deep, so it's going to be second serve. Short ball.
A little frustration is setting in
Yes, he is.
for Bjorn.
Yeah, it's a shot he should be able to put away with no problem. I just think he went for a lot.
And you know what? When you're playing a player that's so quick as de Grief is, you wanna make
You
sure
have to make
you
the
put it
perfect
away.
shot.
That's right.
Sometimes That's going to sail deep.
15-30.
I think you saw a little bit of the power that Bjorn has on that forehand.
Yeah. $15-30. I'm not sure that was really a smart try. No.
Yeah. And Arthur saw it coming, so I think he would have been there as well.
I think when you're trying to come back, though, that's a tough shot. Close to the umpires coming down.
It's good. Okay, so it's good. So first serve.
Yes. Yeah, the linesman who called it is on the other side of the course. That's a tough call.
Yes,
There you go.
There you go.
There's that
There you
big
go.
forehand.
Yeah.
And you can hear the crowd. You know, they're cheering for Patangelo. I think they want to see a lot of tennis.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, it's a gorgeous day. He's down a set. I think they're pulling for him.
Oh, he's gone down again.
again.
All right. Well, there we go. First game goes to Bjorn Fratangelo. Arthur de Grief went down again on his knee.
And Steve,
But,
one thing I noticed, it's not, must be deuce, is that Fratangelo's really got a little bit more pop in his serve starting off.
Yeah. There was.
Okay.
I was premature in my speaking there, but I thought the game was over, and here it was deuce. So we go now to advantage Brian.
Yeah.
Bjorn Fratangelo.
Yes. A little more pop. You can hear the racket.
Yeah. Whoa, what a rally. A lot of spin taking place, forehands, backhands.
You know, it looks like the Grief is just, taking all these big shots, and then he finds an opening and lets it loose.
And you notice he's not hitting it hard back. He's just really getting under it and popping it up and putting a lot of topspin to it.
Because Fratangelo is definitely the aggressor. And it seems like the Grief is just, sending it back, and then I've got a shot, I'll take it. All right, it's deuce again. Well, that's a pretty shot. He gets Fratangelo to come in on the drop shot and then passes him right down the alley.
All right, we have advantage de Grief. First game of second set.
That's how.
Just out. He went for the tee and he missed it.
Are you surprised he serving volleyed on that, Steve?
Yeah. He's got it, he's trying to change some momentum here and also some strategy, but de Grief is playing a very good defensive game as well as an offensive game.
So if you're going to come in like that, though, I mean, this guy's showing that he's passing you. It's, but like you said, I guess you have to try something. But didn't work out well for him there.
When something's not working, you got to go to something else, right,
That's true.
Bill? You got to try it. You don't want to walk off the court saying, you know what, I didn't try that. So I think he's trying to give it several different looks to de Grief, and right now de Grief is playing very, very strong.
Well, he's won 7 games in a row, Steve. So, you know, we were talking earlier about momentum. Boy, it sure is on his side right now. I mean, Tanzo's got to shake this up or it's going to be over. New balls. Nice squash shot. It's one of the very few times he's missed that drop shot, Steve.
He's testing Bjorn, that leg.
Yeah, smart way to go. Tell you what, that's 2 in a row great squash shots by Tangelo.
Yeah.
But you can see he's kind of gingerly walking back there. That quad may be bothering him. First serve. First serve again.
First serve again. Can he do it 3 times in a row?
I think he's found where he's going. Looks like he's going up the tee.
Yeah,
Boy, that's
good
a great shot.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I think it threw Arthur off a little bit, the power behind that backhand.
He's just like laying that serve in, Steve.
There you go again.
Oh, he missed it.
Yeah, there you go again, though, because he set it up with that shot to the forehand side, and then he was going to take him to the back end. He just put it out just a bit.
That's a shot he's got to make, though, Steve.
Yeah, yeah. He had him positioned to where he
Yeah,
wanted
it
him.
wasn't, you know, he had it lined up. He just missed it.
Nice shot.
Nice
Nice
shot.
shot. 30-40. As we said earlier, you give that short shot to this level, and it's a put away.
That's history, yeah. Tangelo needs to get this game.
Oh, he was coming up on this.
Yes, he was.
He was going to serve and volley to change it up a little bit.
Second serve. Great shot.
Yeah.
Deep in the corner.
And as you pointed out, Bill, Bjorn needed that game very badly because they played 7 games, and that's the first game he's won now.
Well,
The first out of the
De Grief had won the last 7 games.
Yeah.
Steve. So yeah, I mean that's a long stretch.
Wow.
So because
Okay.
he was up 2-0,
That's
Tangelo was up 2-0 in the first, and lost 6-2, and then the first game here. So
That's right.
you know he's tied at 1, and like you said yesterday, he lost the first set to Renee. So that's going to seal. Yeah.
So let's see if the momentum changes here because something has to change right now.
Yeah, he's got to get back in this, and he's got to. I think he's got to be a little more consistent.
1-1 second set.
Love 5. Drop shot. Yeah. He hasn't had much success with that, Steve.
No, not very. But not against De Grief. De Grief's too quick, I think.
Yeah, I
for
was going to
that
say,
one.
and to be honest with you, if that had gone over, I think De Grief could have got it. Second serve.
Okay, some unforced errors now in this third game. Love 40.
Yeah, it's. I think it's an important game for him. I mean, you just won. You just broke De Grief. I think you really got to take it to him, but it doesn't seem to be working. A little wide. That's
Okay.
wide.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Bill? Two things that I've noticed here. Number one, Arthur DeGrief, very, very quick, especially when he's retrieving the drop shots, putting it away. So he's had the advantage there. Number two, I think Bjorn's second serve, the kick serve yesterday, was so effective because, as I said, Florian was deep.
Right.
Now, what I'm noticing is Arthur DeGrief, he's intercepting that kick serve immediately, so it's not getting up high and it's not driving him deep on the court, which is giving him the advantage.
I agree with you, Steve. It looks like the trainer is out. It looks like, I don't know if his hamstrings bother him because he's got him on his stomach and he's stretching his leg. I know yesterday when they were working on his quad, you know, the guy was rubbing him with some gel, but he's got to have having problems with his leg, I presume. So looks like we'll be on another little break here for some medical attention for Bjorn Fortangelo.
And you know, as we mentioned earlier, Bjorn had to play 3 sets yesterday, and you know, DeGrief only had to play 1 set, and then Julio retired after the first set. So this might be coming into play here.
Okay.
Nice
Nice
shot.
shot.
Nice shot. Yeah. That was set up beautifully.
So DeGrief is leading here. There you go.
I
Took his
think,
time.
yeah, I think, you know what, I think Arthur gave that away too early.
Yeah. And the ball kind of sat up a little
yeah,
bit. Gave him
it
time.
did.
But
That
you
did.
know what, Steve? He's sitting there and he's looking at Fortangelo going to the trainer a couple times, thinking his leg's got to be hurting him. Hey,
Good point. Very good point. Very good point. He's going to move him side to side and up and back. I thought that was
fault.
I was going to say, I thought that was out as well.
Yeah, a
We're
little late
sitting,
call, but it was definitely out.
yeah, we were sitting just a bit behind the service line, and that did look out, and so that's a double fault. What do you love, 40?
About 40, Steve.
Ah, this is
quick.
interesting.
And
It sails
wide,
out.
So,
Oh.
hey, he broke him right back.
That's right. That's right. We have what, second set, 2-2?
That's where all, you know, it's, like I said, you can hear the fans. They're pulling for Fortangelo. I think they want to see a third set here. Nice
yes,
shot.
yes,
Yeah, it
yes.
took him, you know, took him to his backhand, and then, you know, he just, you know, couldn't recover. It's, like I said, I think Fortangelo definitely has a bigger forehand. It's just that DeGrief is just so quick. He's a classic baseliner. Serve was out. 15 love, second serve. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you can see DeGrief trying to move him from side to side, Steve.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to work on his leg. You know, see if there is a problem, but
And Bjorn, at the same time, is being more patient. He's rallying well, just taking his shots when he has them.
well, I think, you know, breaking the last game, you know, he's 2-2. I mean, he's, I think he's back in the match. It's wide again. Yeah, see, he's
Yeah, we're
going to his
seeing-
backhand a lot. Because the forehand is hurting him, though. Taven goes out, so it would be second serve.
Here, let's see if he gets a kicker. Okay, DeGrief moves in on it. Oh, he got There,
Oh,
did you see?
Yeah, you can see him starting to come in, but it was just a great second serve.
Instead of giving him the kicker, he went down the tee and he fooled him on that one. Very nicely done. Very nicely done.
So
Okay,
now
momentum has
it's 3-2.
changed just a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's 2-3. They're on serve, but
But more, I think, unforced errors by DeGrief on that last game,
absolutely.
the last two games.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. You know, DeGrief is a very, very good defensive player, I've noticed. He keeps the ball in play, and when he has the opportunity, he puts it away.
Correct.
Where for Tangelo, very patient as well. He's got a very strong forehand, as you pointed out, nice backhand, and he's playing well as well. But right now, so far, it's been a little bit, you know, on DeGrief's side, where he's been playing just a tad better and has the advantage in the first set. He won the first set, and at the present time, however, he's behind 2-3.
Yeah, they're on serve in the second.
All right, so Arthur DeGrief, he wants this game. It's 2-3, and we'll see what happens here. Boy, if Bjorn can get this game under his belt, that'd be a big advantage.
Big advantage.
Yes, yes.
He didn't even go for it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think the deception.
Yeah.
Arthur really disguises that beautifully. Really disguises that beautifully. Yep,
Boy,
he did
that's
it.
a good shot. Yeah.
They're both trying to outthink each other right now. One on the drop shot and one on the backhand down the line.
Taping went out, so second serve. And sail it.
30-15.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Went for the big serve, the first serve there.
Push that.
40-15.
Well, you know what? He went down the line again. He's been successful there, and just hit a little
pushed
deep
it
on that
hard.
one. Yeah.
40-15. Oh, he mishit that.
As you say in baseball, kiss it goodbye, right? Sailed over the far fence.
That's a shot that most of us players usually play once a week. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? The disguise was there again. I'm sure you noticed that Arthur took that one shot disguised like it was going to be a drop shot, and Bjorn came in just one or two steps, but sometimes that's enough, and he hit it back, and that was it. Yeah.
So we're 3-3 in the second set.
On serve.
And again, little boy in the corner, so cute. Look at him.
Yeah. There you go, two balls at once. Let's see if you can handle that one, Bjorn. There you go.
Hey, again, thanks to the ball boys and the ball girls. They've done a great job here. And I know they really do like doing this. That's great. And like you said, Steve, all important seventh game.
There you
I
go.
mean, this is
This is
3-3.
important, yep.
Yeah.
This is important.
Fault would be a second serve. Oh, pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yes. I think the ball was good. Waiting for the... Boy, it's got to be close. He's having a hard time deciding whether it's in or out.
And this is tough because we don't have any instant replay, of course. So the chair umpire
I think he's going to call it out.
has to make the
And he
decision.
said there's a little space in between there, but I'll tell you what, for it to take that long to make a decision, that had to be awful close. And that's a tough way to look.
Okay.
You can't be happy about that.
No. 15-0. It is one, a big game, and two, a very big point right there.
It was, because there have been 30 love. Here we go. Yeah, I kind of thought that might happen. You know, I think he's a little frustrated by that. When he had a chance, I thought he was going to really wind up on one, let it go.
And you know what? I don't care what level you are at. Situations like that, they do frustrate you.
They do.
You know?
Like I said,
and you just have to get it out of your mind.
Absolutely. That was all frustration shot. Yeah, you can't let it affect your game. Back, blue deep.
Okay.
So it's 30 all.
Yep. I think a smart move right now is take a little time in between serves.
Yeah, he wants to collect his thoughts. I mean, he's, you know, it's an important game. Important serve right here, I think.
Yeah, you know what I'm noticing? I think DeGrief is happy just playing a defensive game right now and letting Bjorn, if he's going to make the mistake, make the mistake. Because as you saw in that rally, DeGrief was very, very patient, just hitting the ball back and playing good defense.
All right, so it's add out. Service out, so it'll be second serve. DeGrief got to it and just pushed it wide.
You know, on clay, that's one nice thing about clay, to slide into your shot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, a hard court and so forth,
Unless
you can do it, but you got to be real careful.
Unless you're one Mr. Novak Djokovic, who somehow can do that on hard court. Don't ask me how, Steve.
All right, we're back to deuce.
Yes. That's wide. Deep. That's good. And he knew it.
That's a nice shot.
Had an
nice
opening and
shot.
just used that nice forehand, pushed it in the corner.
And many times in a point like that, when the person is driven back to the back, you'll see the opponent come up to the net, but Bjorn stayed back, which was to his advantage that time.
Well, because I didn't think he wanted to get past. You know, it's hard to say, Steve, but that's, yeah, anytime usually when your guy got to retreat like that, you want to come in, but.
Oh, he wanted that serve, yeah.
Sounded good.
Little deep, little deep. Yeah, Yeah, what an angle.
Great angle.
Yeah, great angle.
And I noticed, Steve, that on the second serve, DeGrief is actually stepping in a couple steps on him.
Yeah, he's attacking that ball right away.
Yeah.
He's not letting it get up and pushing him back. That was a big shot at a big time.
It was a big shot at a big time.
Because if he would have made an unforced error there, the game would have gone to Bjorn for Tangelo.
That's out. It's in.
Yep.
Tough shot taken out of the air, looking in the sun like that.
Yeah, and Arthur's playing good defense.
Yes,
He's just, he's filling himself in a defensive position, and what is he doing? He's popping it up, lobbing it, and giving him time to get back into position, and it's working. It's working.
Kind of reminds you of a gentleman named David Ferrer who does that type of thing.
There it is. Yeah, that's where.
Wow.
That's where he did it again. He attacked, the serve, and put it back quickly, and Bjorn hit it out on his backhand.
It's 4-3, Steve. I think Fratangelo's got to step it up right here.
Well, right now, when you look at it, Arthur DeGrief is sitting somewhat in the driver's seat because he's up 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
It's his serve.
Mm-hmm.
So if everything goes as planned, he should win his serve. They would take it 5-3. And he has the advantage right now.
Well, also one big thing he's got, the first set.
That's right. That's very true. Very true. So he's the first one on the court. He wants to get out there right away and get his serve in and see if he can put it a 2-game lead here. Bjorn has to come up with something that can change the momentum just a bit here to get back to his serve at a 4-4 tie. So let's see what happens on this game.
Okay. DeGrief serving at 4-3, second set. And it's a lead, so it'll be first serve. Wait a second.
Okay. Bjorn.
Fratangelo thinks it's out. Chair umpire comes down to look.
Second serve. Yes, you're right, Bill. Second serve.
Trying for a little too much there, Steve.
I don't know what the number of unforced errors would be in this match, but I'd have to say that Bjorn has made more unforced errors than DeGrief.
Unequivocally,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, that DeGrief is really defensive. Like you said, I think DeGrief is just playing great defense and taking the shots when he needs to. He's waiting for Fratangelo to make unforced errors. It's a good point, Steve. DeGrief really hasn't served well. I think he just get the ball in and go. Oh, that's out.
Just out.
Let's go make it 40 love.
40 love.
Okay, so if you look at him.
Oh, he gave him 3 balls, not 2. Look at that. Okay.
Well,
now
he wants 3. 'cause he
that's
wants
right.
to pick
That's
out-
right. 3
pick out the
balls, so he
one
gets to pick it out. Here we go. 40 love.
Up 40 love. I think DeGrief said, hey, take a shot at it.
Sure. And just out, so 40-15. Game point. One for the big serve. Out of
And he went
bounds.
for the big forehand.
That's it. Yep. Okay, we have 5-3. Arthur DeGrief is winning in the second set of the Pro Circuit Men's Futures Singles Final Championship game.
What do you think, Steve? What's he got to do here?
You know what? It's tough to say. These guys, you know, they're giving their heart and soul out there. It's just going to be tough to say.
Oh, he missed it.
Yeah. A good rally. That one at least
a lot
what,
of
about
good
20,
shots,
25 shots or more. Yeah. Patience was there, and I think there was just a miss hit off of that one.
Boy, they both used that squash shot.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Very effectively.
But it's love 15 now.
And this is where you have to really reach deep.
Yeah. Needs a big serve. Oh, that hurts.
About 30.
Heavy overhead.
Again, a defensive shot
Yeah,
by DeGrief.
absolutely. But you would think that chances are that that shot, if he has that opportunity to hit a lob and he gets it, Fratangelo should be able to put that away, but it's got to be nerves.
Well, we have a love 30 right
Yeah.
now, and we're in the second set with a very important game here at stake in match. Okay.
did that.
Yep, yeah, he sure did. Okay.
But he's not letting up, Steve. He's, Fratangelo's still hitting a big forehand. He's not changing his game. Umpire called it out. And DeGrief said it was out. Fratangelo took his word. Unbelievable. I think it's the wrong choice to try that. DeGrief's just too quick. Wet wheels. But the thing is, Steve, when he got to it, he angled it over. Fratangelo had no choice.
Yeah, that's right.
No chance whatsoever.
Anyway, you know, the neat thing about this is a game of honesty and etiquette and so forth, and you saw the displayed. This is wonderful.
Match point.
That's it.
Steve, you hit on it all day long. Defense, defense, defense. I mean, Fratangelo had a chance to put the point away, and DeGrief just made a great defensive lob. And off the, it's just great.
And I commend both players. Both players played very, very hard, very well. And as you pointed out earlier, last week it was Bjorn Fratangelo's time to win. This week it's Arthur DeGrief's time to win.
But I thought DeGrief played a great match. Like you mentioned, very defensive, and when he had his chance, he took it. But he just waited for Fratangelo to make unforced errors, and that's what happened. DeGrief played really well.
Yeah. And as I said, everybody here has done a wonderful job at the tournament. We've had some great competition here at Palm Coast Tennis Center. It's been, again, the fourth year that they have sponsored this tournament. Hopefully, if you did not get a chance to get out to this tournament this year, please look on your calendar, mark it on your calendar for next year, because it's something to really be a part of, Bill.
And we'd like to thank Palm Coast TV 199 for doing the TV for this. These guys do a great job. Thanks to Tom and Jason and the crew. Getting ready for the presentation. Looks like the trainer's looking at the grief. I'm not sure what for, but
you know what? It's funny. After that, after the match, he was reaching for his back.
yeah. Okay, he's mentioned when he's turning. Yeah, he may have pulled a muscle, but it sure didn't affect his play.
No, it did not. It did not at all. And he played strategically. He played a wonderful match in that he played a very defensive match, but when he had the opportunity to take the offense, he did so.
Yes.
And drop shots came into play here, as we pointed out earlier when we first set up here, and so they came into play. But again, DeGrief is so quick, and he reads it so well. He got to most of Bjorn's drop shots. And on the other hand, however, when DeGrief dropped some shots, they were so deceptive and planned so well that they were winners.
Well, like you said, Steve, he would disguise them real well, and Fratangelo never had a chance to pick up on it.
Okay, at this time we would like Bjorn to come up. Bjorn is your 2013 finalist in this tournament. Will be presented by Debbie Stanfield.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate Arthur on another good week. You got me this time. Just thank you guys for coming out today. It was a lot of fun. Thanks to the tournament directors, tournament referees, ball kids, line umpires. You know, even the TV crew and everything. It's a small event like this. You guys make it pretty fun. So hope you guys have fun watching and take care.
All right. This time, Arthur, would you like to come up? Arthur DeGrief, who is your 2013 champion, and Aaron Brown and Debbie Stanfield will present the check to you. We're here for both these guys. They both played really hard all week and spent a lot of time out here on these courts, and they really worked their way through here.
Yeah, first, congrats to Warren for another great week. Now we chose the title, so I want to thank all the organization. The tournament was very good. The ball boys, everything, and the public was nice. So it was a very great week for me. And what else I can say? I'm happy to be here, and now I'm gonna go back in Europe in the cold, so I'm gonna enjoy the sun.
All right, thank you both.
All right, just to wrap things up here, we have the men's singles futures that has just been completed, and we have Arthur DeGrief defeating Bjorn Fratangelo in 2 sets.
Yeah, Steve, it went 2 sets, but I tell you what, Fratangelo got off to a hot start, was up 2-0. DeGrief won 7 games in a row. Things evened out a little bit, and then DeGrief turned it on. I tell you, he played a great finals. Both players need to be commended. They both played well, but I think DeGrief really deserved because he played so great.
Yeah, and you know what was at stake at the tournament? When you look at it, the winner, the singles winner, receives $1,440, and the runner-up receives $848. But probably most important is the ATP computer points that they get, because again, this moves them up hopefully closer to the challengers division. And when you look at that, the winners, Bill, get 18 points, and the runner-up gets 10.
And as you mentioned, Steve, you need the points to get in the challengers, and here this is a $10,000 tournament. A lot of the challenger tournaments are $25,000 and $30,000 tournaments. Again, more money, more points, you keep moving up the ladder. And I believe that Mr. DeGrief is 297 in the world, and this will help move him up even further.
That's right. So we commend both players. Yeah. They played very well here in Palm Coast, and we're looking forward to next year. Hopefully the tournament will be here next year for its 5th year, and we'll get together again and hopefully be able to announce together and see a wonderful tournament.
Always a pleasure, Steve.
Thank you very much, Bill. And again, Jason, Tom, and his crew. And he has a great crew here. Great job. We really appreciate it. You got some fine shots and you covered the tournament beautifully. And again, the volunteers, we thank them and everybody that's been a part of this wonderful tournament.
It's been great, Steve.
Thanks, Bill. Let's wrap up 2013, the Futures Tournament here at Palm Coast Tennis Center.
See everybody next year.